It was the world I lived in, yet my parents were severe. I fear her in a healthy way, but I also trust her. It is possible for you to be the one impeding your own achievement, as it did for me. I also don't fall in love very often, but when I do, it's a deep and intense love. I can pull off the 80s Brooklyn hip-hop kid with the door knocker earrings, or I can go full 1970s hippie chic. Like my family, Santa Barbara is mine. We had offers of millions of dollars for our wedding photos, but we decided not to sell them for that reason. It was very exhausting. My tour is sold out, and people are purchasing my tunes. And maybe, just maybe, it makes me a better person and helps me make wiser decisions going forward. I attempt to tuck my abdomen in. I'm receiving amazing responses to my songs. I believe dressing up and showcasing all the feminine traits is fantastic. Their reality is distinct from mine. I am very appreciative of everyone's love and support that I have received from all around the globe. Many of my best ideas come to me while I'm relaxing, whether it be via meditation or receiving back care from acupuncture or physical therapy. My parents didn't think highly of public education, therefore I wasn't going to fancy schools. I like making jokes, which makes me a rotten girl. It's possible that people just find the leaves to be flavorful and pleasant, without realizing that there's anything extraordinary under the surface. Whether I like it or not, my sister is the one who keeps me in check when we travel together. I think there is a greater force than me because it holds me responsible, and I believe I'll maintain it. Discover what your gift is, then take care of it. I would combine those pieces with some of the Express, Gap, Old Navy, and Clothstein more affordable pieces. I always fall in love. People need to understand that Hollywood is a fraud and that you are simply a person. You don't have to be born into a certain family, have a lot of money, or own the product that someone is trying to sell you. Attending events to socialize with so-and-so and seeming casually, but in reality, all I was doing was wishing for their level of success. People are not interested in bland. There I will be married and laid to rest. My profession resembles an artichoke. I can't reign as the sugar queen indefinitely. People are unaware of this, but I have a whole different side to me. I'm often asked, what is it that you regret? Nothing, since I could not purchase what I've learned. I reply, I then use what I've learned to improve my life. Whether you're walking the red carpet or not, everyone should do it. My temperament is erratic, snarky, and cheeky. Though it's not really a hood, it sure does like mine. What I can accomplish, they cannot. Either way, I'm going to keep trying. My folks are very peculiar and oddball. All you have to do is avoid them from time to time. I was informed, along with other female musicians, that some of us were going to be chopped down at my second record company. All I want is to have fun. I'm content, in a good position, and excited about what lies ahead. I was unaware that there existed an outside world. I love to dress like a historical novelist. Bullying is a topic of conversation, but in some situations, you may be the bully. I can have my own happy ending without the help of Prince Charming. I like making jokes, which makes me a rotten girl. People may look to Miley Cyrus as a role model if they so want. I still have a spiritual basis and grounding. This period of my life is incredibly significant. All of my writing, joyful or sad, has a lighthearted quality. Perhaps because I'm readjusting my body to balance. That's where I receive the finest ideas. While my dad is more of the family's guts, my mother is also highly emotional. I make sacrifices in my social and romantic lives, but those aspects of my life will still exist in 3 or 4 years. To be honest, I pray for humility because it's so easy to be sucked into this society. However, I like making people think. I'm very ambitious. I can be both a nice girl and a bad girl. I don't think there is a heaven, hell, or an elderly guy on a throne. Simply put, when it comes to marriage, the press is not your friend. I consider myself to be a decent girl because I really value respect, honesty, and love. Even though I've already had such an amazing life, there is still so much more to come. I want to be multifaceted. I never want to be just one thing. I have strong astrological beliefs, and that's when I really began to articulate my viewpoint. I think that aliens exist. I may get sidetracked sometimes by all the glitz and splendor. That's what my music's tales accomplish. When I was 9 years old, $10 was a lot of money, so my dad would give me it to me so I could sing everywhere, in church, at family gatherings, at restaurant tables, and so on. 13 tastes are what they want. In fact, my label filed for bankruptcy, leaving me without a place to live. I consider myself to be a decent girl because I really value respect, honesty, and love. I was 19. I'm really picky about my posture because it matters so much. They are born again, although he had a little Pentecostal flair since he was the major preacher. To be who I am, it requires a community, And I've sort of come to this place because I was born with this blind desire. I did a lot of vintage and thrifting. I'm going to follow love wherever it leads. For me, Santa Barbara is home. Sadly, I still have a need for bacon and chicken McNuggets, which is basically the world's version of meat candy. Although the entire angst thing is nice, it becomes old if that's all you have. I am every woman, and the damage was immense. I do what I love, and when I don't, I'll do something else. All I want is to have fun. Since I was 9 years old, I have always been ambitious, and I never planned for that to change. What Rihanna does is beyond me. People, in my opinion, value songwriters who exhibit a variety of personalities. I've always known that I wanted a wonderful husband and parent, as well as a great man of God who would inspire others. I don't give a damn about what others think of my relationship or my breasts. I'm given another opportunity at life. I am aware that I possess a certain sex appeal. I was attending these Christian schools that were more like pop-up shops than traditional educational institutions because they wanted the instruction to be shaped by their faith. There will sometimes be obstacles in the way of your big goals. Try to soak it all in. Even if you're simply heading out to dinner with your significant other, you're capable of almost anything if you project confidence in yourself. My fashion idols were Shirley Manson from Garbage and Gwen Stefani from No Doubt. What Gaga does is beyond me. Although my figure isn't Kate Moss-esque, I'm content and proud of it nevertheless. I can't limit myself to becoming the girl from I Kissed a Girl. I have a legacy to leave. How self-important are we to assume that we are the sole life form? I suppose as I gaze up at the sky, I consider myself to be a decent girl because I really value respect, honesty, and love. It is crucial for a contemporary woman to have support, equality in all spheres, and the understanding that two wholes, not two halves, constitute a whole. Despite coming from a pretty unaccepting household, I'm very accepting. You know, there are moments when I simply want to project that joyful vibe. I begged for a guitar when I was 13. Great if you like my music. If not, then whatever. It didn't work out the way I had hoped. I wanted it to be more like Amy Grant.